Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very sad story. And before I even start, I want to say that 3 out of 4 of my very best friends that I have, that I grew up with in New York, they are police officers, right? So I'm not here saying anything bad about police officers or law enforcement officers, period, right? But what you have to understand is that even the police work within a system, and that system is set against you. And I'm going to prove to you that in this video. But first, let's go ahead and read really quick this story about this poor man who must have been disturbed in one way or another, who drowned as police watched. Arizona man drowns in lake as officers watch. I'm not jumping in after you, they say. An Arizona man drowned in a reservoir as 3 police officers watched, refusing to step in and save him. This is a very important video and a very important concept for you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that when it comes down to it, it is you that are responsible for your safety, for your family's safety. I'm doing this video not to sensationalize, all right? Sorry, I get tongue-tied. Not to sensationalize what happened, but to alert you to the fact that it is you who is responsible for your safety. Who is going to protect you when the police are not mandated by law to protect you? And I'm going to show you that here in a second, that they are not mandated by law to protect you. All right, ladies and gentlemen? The victim, identified as 34-year-old Sean Bickens, drowned in Temptown Lake while 3 unnamed police officers stood by and watched. One of them telling Bickens, "I'm not jumping in after you." All right, I'm not going to read the rest of this. I will leave the link to this so that you can revisit it yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to read it. But the fact of the matter is this, is that police officers by law do not have to protect you in any way. We all know what happened in Texas here not too long ago, where some police officers were standing outside of a school as atrocities took place inside, and they even went as far as stopping people, parents, from going in there and taking care of the threat themselves. That, in my opinion, is disgusting. At the very least, they could have let the parents go through and taken care of the threat, instead of them blocking the parents from taking care of their children when they themselves were unwilling to take care of their children. But the question is this: are they mandated to protect you? Are they mandated to protect your children? Ask yourselves that when the government tries to come after your Second Amendment, which was plainly put there so that you can protect yourselves and your families against any threat. Not just one threat, but against any threat, ladies and gentlemen. It is our responsibility to make sure that we protect ourselves and our families, and it is not the responsibility of law enforcement. This here says, the Supreme Court has ruled that cops have no specific legal duty to individuals. Police, they enforce policy. And many police officers and law enforcement officers don't even understand that. That policemen, policewomen, they enforce policy. It's in their name. All right? It's in their name. They do not have to protect you. So you have to realize that it is your responsibility to protect yourself and your family, ladies and gentlemen. Justice's rule. Now remember, the first article was written June 3rd of 2022, just a few days ago. This article here, if you take a look at the date, June 28th of 2005, this is nothing new. This is nothing new, that police officers, law enforcement, they do not have a duty to you, the people. They have a duty to the policies that are passed by the politicians in whatever district they serve. So why would you not want to be able to get something to protect yourself for when the day comes, if the day comes, that you may need to use that tool to protect yourselves? Justice's rule, police do not have a constitutional duty to protect someone. Washington, June 27th of 2005, The Supreme Court ruled on Monday that the police did not have a constitutional duty to protect a person from harm. Even a woman who had obtained a court-issued protective order against a violent husband, making an arrest mandatory for a violation. So get it through your heads that you are on your own. And you know what? I have to agree with this ruling. Do you want government to take care of you from cradle to grave, ladies and gentlemen? Because if that's what you want, then you will probably get it depending on what state you move to. But every step of your life, every step that you take, you will have one rule or another that you have to follow in order to be able to get that protection that they are promising you, when really they're not promising anything, because they cannot give you that protection. It is up to yourself to provide that protection for yourself. So the next time that you hear tyrants wanting to take away our rights in order to provide you with a little bit of safety, remember that you will get neither. You will not get your rights and you will not get safety. In the end, they will both be taken away. And once a right is taken from you, it is nearly impossible for you to get it back without a revolution. Just study history. And for those that would give up their rights and their freedoms for safety, think about this. What is the safest place in the world? What do you think the safest place in the world is? It is a place where you have absolutely zero freedom. If you want to go to a safe place where you don't have to worry about any threats to yourself, then just commit a horrific crime. Now, I'm not advocating this. It's just an example. Because if you go to a maximum security prison, maximum security prison, right? You're going to live in a little room, smaller than my bunker in here. But you're going to have a toilet, you're going to have a sink, you're going to have a bed. If you're lucky, you'll have books and maybe even the internet so that you can browse. If you're lucky. I don't know what kind of privileges they give in maximum security prisons. But you will have absolutely no freedom, because you will be told when you can eat. You will be told when you can shower. You will be told when you can go to the cantina or the little store, whatever they call them there. Right? You will be told when you can go there to buy your 25-cent deodorants and soaps and toothpaste, whatever it is. You will be told what hour of the day you'll be able to spend in a cage that is outside so that you can get some sun and fresh air. But you'll be safe. You will be safe, ladies and gentlemen. So is that what you want to give up for safety? All of your freedoms. It's tragic what happened to this gentleman. It's tragic what happened to those children in Texas, and I believe in Michigan also, not too long before that. But if we understand that law enforcement are not mandated to protect us, then we have to figure out a way to be able to protect ourselves and our children. And unfortunately, the government stands in the way of us being able to protect our children in schools. And I can get into a whole rant about how the government should have nothing to do with schools or anything like that, because everything that the government touches, they pretty much ruin. Just take a look at our recent history, and that will prove itself to be right. Having said that, I hope you get something out of this. I hope that you understand that you and you alone are responsible for your safety, ladies and gentlemen, and for the safety of your family and your children. Once you put that responsibility onto someone else, what are you going to do when they don't follow through? Because they are not mandated by law to follow through with anything that is protecting you or your children or your loved ones. Have a great day. God bless every one of you.